Ah, back to the real video game. None of that nerd crap from the 90s. Look at how many polygons there are. That means the game is better.
I had to explain to one of my friends. He was like, "Why do games just not look better these days?" And basically he was asking, "Why do games not feel like the graphics are improving?" And I sent him like the image where it's like the difference between like 400 and 4,000 pixels versus the difference between, you know, like 4,000 and 40,000. How it's like there's hardly
negligible.
Yeah.
You don't need what the people on TV are wearing. You need
It's a shame, but I mean, who cares? You've had a discussion. We've all had discussions. Like we're past the point of needing better graphics. It's fine. Just make it look good.
Yeah.
Just make it look stylized.
Hi-Fi Rush Game of the Year, baby.
That really did look great.
Hi-Fi Rush, very good-looking video game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That kid was trying to stop you.
That kid was trying to stop me. But yeah, there's a lot of places to walk around here in the Sector 7 slums, and as I was saying a couple episodes ago, the NPC barks make a little bit more sense in this setting than perhaps they did when we were walking around on the Sector 8 plate, in that, you know, you're just going to be running down these alleyways to get places. Oh, hold on, somebody said something about a live stream? Then they didn't continue talking about it. You can pick up some accidental exposition.
Kiddos.
Yeah, that one kid is very suspiciously standing there with slightly more polygons than the other kids.
That's crazy. What's that all about?
Bro, one of the NPCs really just looked like one of my residents for a second.
Oh no.
Oh well.
Ain't no monsters here. Why do you have to say it twice?
He's trying to reassure himself. He's having a little panic attack.
Searching for candidates.
Hey there, Tifa. You need a helping hand?
Actually, I wanted to introduce you to an old friend of mine. This is Cloud. He's a merc.
Ah, you don't say. Well, we're always on the lookout for experienced fighters to help us deal with the bigger critters.
I'll take on anything. For the right price, that is.
Experienced and cocky, huh? If it's a challenge you want, I might have a few good ones. Your clients can fill you in on the details. Prove yourself at these jobs, and I'll see if I can't find you some more.
Thanks.
I love that the tutorial for quests is Cloud burying his face in his hands at the prospect of doing menial labor.
Yeah.
Detected.
Oh, baby.
Performing physical analysis.
Huh?
Sizable weapon, excellent cardiovascular health, and impressive lung capacity.
Huh?
Perfectly balanced muscle and bone structure. An optimal candidate. My name is Chadley. I'm an intern for Shinra's Research and Development Division. I hope you'll be interested in helping me with my research. Please accept this as a down payment. I would like you to set that assessed materia in your equipment and use
Then it's not a down payment. You just gave me a chore. Who are you? Wait, stop talking to me. I didn't. Wait, what's happening? I haven't said anything yet.
Interested in working for Shinra.
Yeah, exactly.
You should know that I work actively to undermine Shinra's efforts.
Oh, do you?
I'm sure you of all people can appreciate the tremendous power of materia, as well as how it might be wielded against your corporate enemies. And if you later decide that I am not worthy of your trust, you can do what you do best.
You're right.
I'll hold you to that.
I'll hold you to it, small
We shall
child.
work together so long as you deem
Small
fit.
child with big
Once you've completed
backpack.
your task, please return
And
report
Google
to me.
Glass. No one told him. His mom bought him Google Glass because he really wanted it. She saved up so much money. He really wanted Google Glass when he was like 8 years old. And his mom spent all her money buying Shinra Glass. And then she didn't have enough money for that operation. And so he still wears it. Even though the battery's dead and he can't get it replaced. Anyway. So Chadley gave us the assess materia, which we are actually going to equip. It was very nice of him to give it
That
to us.
bastard. It was not nice.
The assess materia allows you to use assess. What does that mean exactly? Thanks, game. What it means is that you can scan enemies. It'll give you information about their stats. It'll tell you their weaknesses. It'll tell you a little bit about their movesets, etc., etc. And he's also given us the Battle Intel submenu, which is basically a running side quest that's going to exist throughout the entire game.
Great.
It's kind of like a little micro achievement menu, but it's within the game of like, hey, exploit weaknesses of this type. Perform. I think the one that we have right now is just perform analysis in battle on 2 different types of monsters. We're gonna get lots of different little battle intel challenges to help Chadley fill out his book report. And when we bring them back to him, he'll give us new types of materia. There's a couple of other people around town who want our help, and I feel like I recognize that little girl in that menu.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen her somewhere before.
I adore that the side quest menu is like, by the way, there's 6 of them that you have access to right now. Mm-hmm. And it's like, thank you, so that I don't have to worry. It's like, am I missing something? It's like, I know.
Oh, hey there. Is Marlene with you?
No.
Oh. Okay. I was kinda hoping she could help me find my friends.
I know someone who can help you. This guy right here.
How is she gonna pay us?
Okay, let me tell you
I'm sure
about
she's got a piggy bank.
They have long arms and legs, and they're a little skinny. They like places where there's food, and nice people will give them treats when they ask. And small spaces. Oh yeah, and they're all cats.
I'm looking for cats.
They're friendly, so if you call them,
Cats?
they'll come running.
I
All
don't
3
think of
them.
long legs when I
Find
think
my
of cats.
I don't
friends,
either.
please.
I can think of long cat, but not long legs.
They love crowded places, like the road to the station. A lot of people stop to play with them there. They'll also go wherever there's free food. Marlene says she always gives them some snacks when they go to 7th Heaven. I see a lot of cats hanging out near the beginner's hall, too. You know the place. It's the one with all the houses around it.
That's not a good description, Betty. It's really not.
She's a child, damn it.
You've got no chance of knowing where the beginner's hall is unless you've played the original game, where the beginner's hall is a much clearer concept because there's a little building with a lot of tutorials in it. That building is currently, at least I'm pretty sure the beginner's hall in this is the building where Biggs and Wedge are hanging out. We were talking to them a minute ago, but there's no tutorials in there anymore, so why would it be called that?
I'm trying to get a cat to come out.
You
Snatched one
too?
of my pastries and scurried in there.
You don't want that pastry
Will you
back.
be a dear and lend me a hand?
You don't want that pastry back, lady.
She thinks she does.
What does she think? Maybe she just wants revenge on the cat for stealing the pastry. She doesn't even want her property back. She just wants satisfaction.
That cat specifically?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know why we thought that would work.
This sucks.
It's okay, because there's an item.
Look at that kitty. That one wants to be friends.
So there's only so much you can do to lampshade like beginning of game side quests are lame expected beginning of game side quests. You know, there's always still gonna be the element of, well, you can make jokes about it all you want, but if you're making the player do something boring, you're making them do something boring. But making the player hunt a child's cats and having the main character say aloud, "This sucks," is well, it's an approach.
Wait, did you hear that just now? I think one of Betty's cats might be nearby.
Everybody shut up for a second. Try to talk to this cat. Everybody stop having 6 conversations at once.
Time to strut your stuff!
Okay.
Excuse me?
Hello?
Someone felt strongly about that one.
Somebody was impassioned. Who was that?
Those bikes are
Who
reserved
was
for
that
someone
cool
today.
guy?
Someone important. So make sure it's in top condition. Got it?
Yes, sir.
You can't hide forever, Avalanche. You're going down.
So Avalanche did all these bad things?
It's a good thing Barrett's not with us, because he just rushed the crowd.
Stop talking out your ass about Avalanche. Everybody knows they only care about saving the planet. Don't you know?
Well, at least we know who.
Don't you read any of those posters I mean they put up?
To have done it for the sake of the planet, right?
I wouldn't know what they say. I just think they got some interesting ideas is all.
So this is all Avalanche's fault?
Please
I was supposed to
Wait,
be working topside.
did you hear that just now? I think one of Betty's cats.
Some orphan was begging for a job back then. They said, "Have you
Yeah.
asked your parents?" And they responded, "I don't have any." Or they're just a very effective little con artist. That's also a possibility.
True.
One thing the game does do is when you complete side quests, it lets you warp instantly back to the quest giver.
Oh, it's so good.
You don't have to walk all the way back there. Here, we're pretty close to the quest givers, but some of the side quests will send us far afield occasionally. If you're playing on PS5, you basically got no load times.
They ran away? So, I'm never gonna see them
Never,
again?
ever.
Sorry, kid.
You guys, you came back. They said that a scary man was chasing them. Thank you.
So you can complete the side quests.
Kiss
You can complete the side quests in any order, but the conversations are just like first you complete, second you complete, third you complete.
Was alright, I guess.
Think of each job as an opportunity, not to make money, but to build connections.
It's not what you know, but who.
Listen, Cloud, it's called
You
exposure.
remember.
So they'll say this no matter which one you're just done. I mean, all of them are funny if it's immediately following helping Betty find her cats, but still.
Oh, Barrett should have finished collecting his share of the money by now. So what do you want to do? Head back to the bar?
So at this point, you can just progress with the story if you want. You are required to do one side quest. After that, you can continue on. We are going to do all of them.
Mister, come back and play with us anytime.
The side quests themselves, I mean, some of the side quests in this game are interesting. Some of them aren't exactly super riveting.
Some stupid mercenary or something found them, I guess.
Aw, Matt the mercenary guy found them and not you. Shut up!
Huh? I thought we weren't keeping
Yeah,
score.
these two. Oh, man. Oh, they battle now. They're going at it. Look at them. Wacha! Wacha! My money's on the big kid. He almost killed that one in the background for a second there. He almost stuck that rusty pole right into that kid in the back's eye.
Oh, no. Just this poison damage. Gives him tetanus.
That should be a status effect in JRPGs, tetanus.
We need more games like Shut Up and Jam Gaiden to have things like that where poison is just diabetes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Rest in peace, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden 2.
It was a beautiful dream, but it was never gonna happen.
Well, I mean, there was a Kickstarter.
I know, I still never thought it was gonna happen. There's just no way.
This guy again.
Hey dude, what's up?
Hey there, Tifa. Welcome back. And you, the new merc in town.
Wow.
looking for work, right?
Yeah.
In that case, maybe you could do something about the Doom Rats? Them and their were-rat buddies have been tearing up town, looking for food and whatnot. Got into the store and made one hell of a mess, let me tell you. Oh, you think that's funny, do you? Don't lie. I saw
And your voice drops an octave every time you talk
do
to
the
us,
job
so
and
like,
you
calm
can
down,
laugh it up
sir.
For all I care. Anyway, they're probably nesting in the outskirts. Now I've heard a were-rat in pain will call its friends for help. And the whole rat pack will come running just like that.
By the way, that's you do not need to grind in this game. Anybody who's playing along, there's really no need to grind in this game. If you want to, though, some of the enemies you can fight in this area, the were-rats, they have a move where they'll just summon 3 more were-rats. You can work those encounters for all they are worth.
Congregating.
I didn't sleep much last night. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Non-stop squeaking's driving me insane.
Hey, this looks like
Oh god, I gotta sneeze, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Got the latest and greatest Shinra brand goods for you right here. Stuff nobody's even selling.
Yeah, I grinded up in this game in the spots that it let me, and I don't even remember why. I feel like that I was grinding up something specific. It was probably like materia.
I mean, yeah, if you really like want a particular materia ability, then I suppose there's reason to grind. But the point is, the game is not balanced such that it
I
expects
was
you
gonna
to
say,
grind.
you never need it to do it to progress through the story. It's just if you're a junkie for that kind of garbage, you can.
Yourself. So some drakes have made themselves at home in the abandoned Talager factory. Can't have that kind of trouble around here. My regulars will do anything to get their hands on the scrap in there, and if they run into those drakes, they could get hurt.
I'll handle it.
Much obliged, sir. Head on over to the old Talagraph factory and talk to Narjan. He's the watchman guarding the entrance. Good luck. I'm counting on you, my friend.
So you'll sometimes see a number indication at stores that indicates a sale, or in this case, a 100% sale. So we just got an item for free, but only one of them available. So very often when you walk up to a store in this, you'll see like a yellow number of like, and that'll be like limited quantity items on deep sale, basically, or like unique items. You'll see me walk up to stores very frequently in this game and look, and if there's no orange number, just walk away from them. Ah, rats!
Plague-ridden riots.
Oh, the were-rats perhaps are the ones that say, yeah, the doom rats are the bigger ones. The were-rats are the ones that summon their friends. So,
which you'd think it'd be the other way around.
The new ability that we got from our new sword is Triple Slash, which didn't really make it clear there because the enemies were all clumped up on top of each other. But because it strikes 3 times, but it doesn't just strike 3 times, it dashes after each strike, so you can hit multiple targets with it.
It is excellent.
Okay.
It is. Part of the reason they give it to you right there at the beginning is because it's one of Cloud's best moves.
I don't see any doom rats around.
What do you think? Should we wait? You know, this might be a waste of time. Let's head back to the store and touch base for now.
Ah, more grenades, thank goodness.
Because the thing is, it's good for crowd control, and it's like if you're just fighting a target, it'll hit him 3 times. So it's really good for. Any
so you'll notice the proficiency on Triple Slash has now gone up to 60. You have to, in one use, strike 3 or more enemies. You have to do that a couple of times, and then you have the ability to permanently. Right now, I can only use Triple Slash if I have this new sword equipped. If I were to switch back to the Buster Sword, Cloud's starting weapon, we wouldn't have Triple Slash anymore.
Okay.
But we use it 1 or 2, I think just one more time, and hit 3 enemies in one go. Then we've got it permanently. Doesn't matter what weapon we have equipped.
Cool.
Yeah, this one, it's very easy to actually get that ability. It's like 1 or 2 encounters, you can nail it, and that's how most of them are. There are a handful of them where it's like, well, you gotta spend.
I love that graffiti.
Hours.
Down with authority.
Just the general premise. He's not exact. That's a very Neil Breen statement.
It is. It's so good.
He has such firm convictions, but he isn't quite sure where to point them at. Authority in general.
God, it's like I have shown my friends trailers for his stuff, and I've got them willing to watch. I just have to find a place that we can watch them for not $20 a piece. I'm willing to rent the movies, but it's everywhere. It's the cheapest is $12 to rent, and it's I don't know about
so remember in the last video we were talking about lots of different variants on the Chocobo theme.
Hey man, check it out. This song's pretty sweet, ain't it?
Actually, I was gonna say it's kind of fucking ass.
It's really stinky.
Still rocking out to that song I gave you, bro?
Oh, it's so stinky, and you have to suffer through it every time you come through here.
When the piano kicked in, it was kind of okay.
I was like, it's kind of fun, and then
it's great.
Part of what's fun about the jukebox tracks in this is that some of them are like, wow, this is a really nice rendition of this classic track. Cool. And then sometimes you get off the wall stuff like that.
Yeah.
you get out of pocket takes like that.
You go on YouTube in 2013 and type in Chocobo dubstep.
You go look for the stuff that overclockedremix.com wouldn't accept.
That to me is art imitating life of the people that will approach you in parking lots and be like, here's my CD.
Here's my mixtape, absolutely.
The problem is he didn't charge you for it. He didn't hand it to you and then charge you.
Yeah.
No, but the job was to wipe out the doom rats. No biggie. Get back out there and finish the job, and we're good. Don't look so glum. It's only a matter of time till they show. You'll get them this time for sure.
I do think this part is literally just RNG. Oh boy, why am I yawning so much? This is not bode well. We got a lot to record today. I believe this part is literally just RNG about like you just keep going in and out of this room, and the Doom Rats could show up the first time you go in. Might take a couple of times. But I think today we just got them right away. Or rather, the me of 2 years ago got it right away.
Time is relative. It's fine.
And then over there, proficiency bonus gain. Okay, so we did that one more time because it would say / mastered if we got it completely.
Ew.
Oh man.
These guys are frame, but those are stinky.
These guys are tough.
I just want to give them a big old hug. These are like New York rats.
So yeah, this is what it looks like when you use assess. Now, some of this information you can get without the materia, but for example, over on the side where it says weaknesses, resistances, and also there's a button down there that says R1 toggle data. I'm not sure I'm going to bother to hit it, but that will reveal like what the enemy's move set is. Obviously, when it just like swings its claws at us or whatever, that's just like a standard attack. But these guys have invisible, menus of abilities similar to how Cloud and Tifa do.
Okay.
So they'll execute moves sometimes, and you'll see like red text appear that says the name of the move that they're executing. You can see a list of all of those types of moves that an enemy has using the assess materia.
Okay.
And we acquired the triple slash ability there. We leveled that up all the way. Like Joey said, most of them are easy to get. There are a few that have very tricky parameters to master, and you kind of gotta play a certain way for a few fights to be able to get them. But they're usually not super time consuming as long as you're paying attention and like exploiting the opportunities the game gives you. So right there, the words "dust cloud" came up, right, and the enemy kicked a bunch of dust in our direction.
Interesting.
Dust cloud again. See, he's kicking his feet up, and a cloud of dust is flying up. Same way that we have to use special abilities and the text comes up, enemies can do the exact same thing. There was also, in that text description, there's flavor text about just like, this type of monster can be found in so-and-so location, and they're the results of pollution or whatever, right? You'll see a lot of like, this monster was made worse by mutations because Midgard's not a good place. But there was also some description of like actually battle tips. Usually assessing an enemy will give you some kind of information about like attacking them at this moment increases their susceptibility to being forced into a pressured state.
I don't know how
Stuff
you
like
resisted using the limit right there, because literally every time the button appears, I'm like, ooh.
Even if it's just Doom Rats?
Yeah, because you rarely get them when you're fighting Doom Rats.
Here, I thought I might have to close up shop for good. Hey, got an idea. Hear me out. If the guy who took care of the town's rat problem told everybody where he liked to shop...
I'm Cloud Strife, and this is my favorite shop in the slums.
Of course. Give you some incentive. Talk you up to Weimer and my customers, and anybody else who listen.
You need to get a cardboard cutout of Cloud.
But I'm already the guy that took out the Doom Rats.
I'm the guy who took out the Doom Rats and found Betty's cats.
I'm that guy.
I'm the guy.
But like, if I'm the guy, why do I need you to talk to people about me?
Because people know him. They don't know me.
Then why would they go to his shop? Like, these are mutually exclusive lines of logic.
No, it's fine.
Listen, no one ever accused this guy over here of being a master businessman. Cleansing
He's got
material.
Style, though.
Right now, we can use it to cure poison by casting Poisona.
That's my favorite franchise.
Yeah. Purse-owner. And hey, he put up a couple of high potions on sale for us. Thanks, guy. Appreciate it. So that purification material or whatever, that was a good example because previously I showed how we had HP up material that as we leveled it up, it would increase the percentage of maximum health that we could get, right? That one showed literally as it leveled up, we would get we would get more spells, just different types of spells. It wasn't a stronger poison curing spell. It was different types of spells.
Yeah.
So sometimes materia will have a whole little school of spells or abilities on them that as you level it up, you'll unlock new ones.
And sometimes you'll throw one on and you're like, this sucks until I get it maxed out. And that's when the real good stuff is available.
Guy was singing the Stamp theme song. Yeah.
I saw that. I saw Bravest Dog. I was like, what? And then I read the rest, and I remember what you said last time.
It seems a crowd has formed over here.
That's crazy.
Something's wrong. Let's check it out.
So this happens as soon as you complete any one of the side quests and approach Seventh Heaven from this side because they want you to see this before you continue the story.
Settle down now.
Get off me, assholes! I didn't do shit!
Shut up, punk.
Or what, huh? Screw you! Ow, ow,
What's
come
going
on,
on?
man. Why you gotta do me
Somebody
like
went and
that?
stole some
Just
blasting
messing
from a
with you.
Shinra warehouse. So public security started asking questions, and you know how Johnny gets.
It's because of the reactor bombing, I bet. I could be wrong, but something tells me they're not gonna settle for just roughing him up this time.
We've got to save him, Cloud.
Is he Avalanche?
No. He doesn't really know what we do. But he has his suspicions. And he's a talker. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should go alone.
I'm coming.
Lady, we're having a private conversation here.
That's the least I can do.
The track doesn't seem like it
We
fits
are.
with the situation.
Thanks.
Like the music track.
Come on.
Fits with character, trust me.
Sure,
I was gonna say.
Yeah, the character fine, but like the
upon
situation.
repeat, it makes more sense.
This is, I'm pretty sure that what's playing right now is literally Johnny's theme.
Okay.
No, you're up to going.
Come in and act like they.
What the hell, man? You trying to break my arm? Dragging me through the street like this is cruel and unusual punishment.
They just let him well in the studio.
Come on.
No, I'm not gonna tell you that it isn't a little tonally dissonant the first time you see it. Though something you even when you look at stuff and you go, yes, it was meant to be funny. That doesn't necessarily mean it's always executed perfectly. I'm not arguing that either. I love Cloud taking cover.
We were going over the warehouse logs.
He's half of his sword and all of his head.
Uh-oh.
Your ID was never lost, but it never got you inside a shiver installation in the first place. But don't you worry. We'll take all the time we need to have the story straight.
I swear. All he had to do was keep his mouth shut.
Yep.
Anyway, you distract the officers and I'll figure something out.
How do you propose that I distract them? I was telling Joey about another moment, another funny moment from FF6 highlighted in the Resonant Arc podcast, where there's a character who because they're all just the little sprite chibi characters, right? There's a character who goes, "Don't worry, I'll distract the guards while you sneak by." And then, because it's a 16-bit Super Nintendo game, the distraction is the sprite starts rapidly jumping around and spinning and cycling through every single pose that it has. Like, it's set up like he's got a plan, and then he just spazzes out.
Amazing.
I'm like, what's Cloud gonna... Cloud doesn't seem like the tactical subterfuge guy, but then again, I don't know what kind of training soldiers get.
Who are you?
I love those
Cavalry?
noises.
Is that who I think it is? Oh, hell yeah! You guys really came to save me! Ow,
You...
What do you think you're doing?
Here we go.
Distract them, Cloud.
So much for that plan of yours, Tifa.
Now it's time to kill.
Actually, that's what's going to be really bizarre about this scene. Is these are about to be the only Shinra guards we don't canonically kill in the entire game. Even though they're the ones we should have killed more than anybody else. Blocking these guys' melee attacks makes them easier to interrupt. You seen that yellow font over there? Yeah, so that's the tips that you can get from scanning people. They'll usually give you some kind of little tip like that. Yeah, we made progress on Chadley's little homework assignment that he gave us earlier.
Excellent.
The, like, sheen on the dog is awesome. That's, like, a weird thing to say, but, like...
I know what you mean, though.
That looks baller.
Makes him look very gross.
No, I wasn't even gonna say gross. To me, that looks like a... You know when show dogs have that, like, nice gleam on their coats, like they're shiny?
Sure.
That's what it looks like to me.
I guess to me...
That looks like a well-maintained canine.
To me, it enhances the... Oh, this is great. He's a talker.
Whoa!
No!
You're not gonna... Hold up! Wait! Don't do it, man!
Cloud was gonna solve the problem.
Then get the hell out of town.
You got it, boss! You ain't never gonna see my face again! I swear!
Are you sure about this? It's a big risk.
I know, but it's fine.
And them?
No more. Cloud, you're scaring me. We need to go before they wake up.
Yeah, for whatever reason, even though these guys saw our faces and had a guy say that we were an avalanche, they're the only ones we don't kill. The reason is because they're trying to tell us something about... They're trying to use this scene to tell us something about Tifa.
It's just perhaps they should have chosen one without Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Johnny.
I'm not.
I'm more worried about us.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta go, right?
Right.
What?
It's just... You've really changed.
Yeah, no shit,
How?
Sherlock.
He's ex-soldier.
I suppose it's... Yeah. Your eyes. They used to be less...
It's the Mako. Soldier, remember?
I remember. So, what do you want to do now? Head back to the bar, or
So,
do you want to tackle...
We're not going to get another close-up on his face for a little while there, but the last shot we saw in the proper cutscene kind of showed it. Cloud has naturally blue eyes, but he has flecks and spaces of green around his pupils. That is an effect of Mako saturation.
T-virus saturation.
Yeah, and also T-virus saturation. Total global saturation, in fact. Hello, Laura Ingalls Wilder. What are you doing here? Who is this?
My son suddenly told us that he was going to leave town. Oh, tell me it isn't true. He can't survive out there on his own. He's a headstrong boy, so once he puts his mind to something, he always follows through. For better or worse, I suppose. My son suddenly told us that... Oh, tell me it isn't true. He can't survive.
My boy up and declared he was leaving town.
My boy. God.
We only live once. I say while he's young, he should follow his heart, even if it means defying the man. Playing by the rules only gets you so far.
His dad's got mad drip.
Oh, I don't think I've had a chance to introduce myself yet.
Who am I? I'm Mr. Father. This is how I dress every day.
That's my boy. I'll have to remember.
I love the way that they talk about their son when you can tell by the way that Johnny dresses and the way that they dress that he's like, whatever, Dad.
Yeah.
Mom, I said chocolate milk.
Fly out of his place like a rocket.
I don't think Johnny goes anywhere if he isn't flying like a rocket. So I pointed out the guy in the last episode in the PS1 version who was talking about, oh, who's gonna ride him? A lean guy and a husky guy, but it doesn't matter. All you need to know is that it's good for business. Guys with the motorcycle section.
Yeah, that have a very important people that reserved them for tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, no, the guy who I pointed out with red hair in the PS1 version of Sector 7, who was talking about being blitzed, that was Johnny. And a character who some people might have literally thought was invented for this game, but was definitely in the original, if you knew where to look and find him.
Yeah.
You're my favorite customer, Johnny.
For the most part, I'm not going to talk too much. For the most part, I'm not going to talk too much about changes or additions between this and the remake until way later. But I like pointing out Johnny, because I've seen people who say that's a made-up character, and I'm like, oh no, let me show you some stuff from the original.
In that case, be my guest.
Johnny's a classic character.
He has a big case of the translations.
Yes.
Cullum?
Yes, cull the Drakes. All of them. Sam Drake, Nathan Drake, all of them. They all gotta go.
Yeah,
Is that them just trying to not say kill?
They say kill plenty too. I think it's just them getting a little bit flavorful with the dialogue.
All right.
No, don't worry. This isn't a Kingdom Hearts situation. They're allowed to say kill in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just specifically, it's like the population has gotten too big, so we need to call.
We must reduce the herds for the good of the ecosystem.
Yeah, see, but to me, when you say cull, it means leave some of them alive.
Well, which
I don't think is the goal here.
We're gonna kill all the ones that spawn in. How about that? We're gonna assume there are some others off screen.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Because if we were like exterminating, that would involve like finding a nest and stuff.
Mm-hmm. We're just gonna find a couple who are buzzing around and take care of them.
Yeah, I grinded out this area, I remember. I learned the most effective loop for these guys.
Yeah. So as I was talking about before, generally speaking, when you run into monster-type enemies, they're going to be weak to Blizzard. Though it also noted that it was weak to magic in general. Just Blizzard is the most effective. So you'll notice when I run up to this guy and just start punching, Tifa's just punching. Like I said before, there is no jump button. If an enemy is in range and you use an ability, they'll go after him, but there, she wasn't. So I just used Unbridled Strength. That's what I was talking about previously, which upgrades her triangle move.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it's Whirling Uppercut. I just used that like, almost like shoulder check action. I missed what the name was. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Just like that, okay?
I gotcha.
That should be enough intel for the kid.
I'm not going back to him just yet, though. I got other stuff to do while I'm here. I'll go back. I'll go help Chadley with his book report later.
Not now, Chadley.
Later, Chadley.
What a
got
name.
Species to call. Yeah, Chadley's a very funny name.
He should be called Chadlit.
He should. He should. I'm pretty sure we had this exact conversation a few years ago.
Enough.
Oh no, the feast! I've been pinned!
Oh no.
So yeah, there's a Whirling Uppercut. That's what that
Okay.
looks like standard. That's just that's similarly to Cloud switching into Punisher mode or Barrett doing the big overcharge move. That counts as a big impact that can help get rid of enemies that are grappling one of your teammates.
Also, Chadley was not in the original game. He is a new character unless you're about to present some knowledge to me.
I am gonna say Chadley was not in the original game.
Okay.
I'm generally speaking going to try and not talk about that too much, but since I talked about Johnny and we're talking about Chadley, I'll go ahead and say Chadley's a new addition. So there we go. I confirmed one is from the old and I confirmed one is from the new.
Very good.
Other than that, I think
balanced.
Yes, perfectly balanced now. Exactly. You know what? Yes. I was like, crud. I wish Joey hadn't said that about Chadley. But no, you're right. Now the playthrough is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. So we're good. We're good now.
I love the Coca-Cola benches just spread throughout the
I
game.
love the Coca-Cola benches. I love the energy drink potion. What's especially funny is that in Japan, periodically when new Final Fantasy games come out, they will release like limited edition sodas called potions.
Soda.
That tend to have Jesus. That tend to have different designs depending on which Final Fantasy just came out.
I think I saw some at like a...
You might have seen them online. They've never been released around here. You would have
know
only...
it may not have been like those specific
yeah,
ones, but like a
Wombo
similar concept of like he who marketing for game have the funny blue stuff or whatever it was. Like I don't remember exactly what it was, but
Hitting them with wind attacks makes them susceptible to staggering, but we don't have wind attacks.
So we just have to suffer and get staggered.
Oh, hi there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Aerial combat in this game works sometimes. Not often enough, really, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't usually look that bad though, because usually when you're fighting aerial people, the ceiling is a little bit higher.
Or there's no ceiling.
Exactly.
So yeah, that didn't do the camera any favors there, but no, it's aerial combat in this game, just like once you go in the air, you have no control. Like I can't maneuver them in the air at all. They just like you hit attack and they jump up and you keep hitting attack until you decide to fall. And like if they move, you're not like you have no control once you're in the air other than just continuing to attack or ceasing to attack.
Yeah, I think it's fine early on like this because at least it lets you realize it's like, oh, aerial. These enemies that are not really tough can be a problem if I'm not exploiting their weakness.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of encourages later on. It's like, oh, okay, good. Now I can kick these guys out of the sky. or at least
It wants it wants you to learn to use your full moveset in general. This game. If you're just hitting attack and swinging at people, you're gonna have a bad time, as they say in Aspen. But you're trying to teach you to use everything you got. Chakra is an interesting ability, but one we're not going to use very much. It is it's one of those moves you look at it and you go, "What's the point of this?" And then you get to the late game and/or hard mode, and you go, "Oh, that's the point of this."
Yeah, you had to tell me about it because when you were explaining hard mode, I was like, "Oh, that move jumps up on the tier list from D to A."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was taking it's basically Chakra is basically a healing move. But right now I don't really need it because I got potions, I got cure magic. What I really need is Tifa to have a ranged magic spell so she can hit things that's up in the air. Hit things that are up in the air. So yeah, Omni Strike and now up to Rise and Fall. I'm not hitting anything with it, but that's what her maximum triangle ability looks like. And then you go down to if you go up to Rise and Fall and hit triangle, then it goes down to Omni Strike. Then you press it again and it goes back down to Whirling Uppercut. So in general, those are you saw it was a lot of hits. It was big, it was flashy. It does do damage. There is a very specific utility to Tifa's triangle moves that I will explain in a little bit. Again, it's there's just not occasion to explain how Tifa works fighting standard moves. Other than, she works in that, you look at her, she's punching stuff, and she has access to materia like any other character. But her unique abilities are just hard to explain outside of the right circumstances.
Say that I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you're needed over at the Pillar. Apparently another flying bastard stirring up trouble. Bet you can't get enough of this, huh?
Well...
No, I get it. If you're good at something, might as well make it your living. May not know you. I know a man who's found his calling when I see one. Keep at it. I switch up my stock every so often, so drop by when you're in the neighborhood, huh?
Well, if you didn't switch out your stock every so often, you'd be a pretty bad shopkeeper, because eventually all your things would be purchased, and then you'd be out of business.
Also, is that a lie? Because I don't remember visiting this guy very much.
His stock does update. But the main thing is that, how to put this? So hard mode in this game, one of the things that it does is you can't use items, period. You can't use them outside of combat or in combat. They're just gone. You can't use them. There are a lot of things that hard mode restricts, and that may sound like a weird thing to do, but once you actually get there, it becomes very apparent that it's no, this is actually pretty carefully designed. This game wants to be an ability-based tactical action game, and it doesn't really want to spend all the time on the RPG stuff, and the hard mode kind of strips all of that out. And even here in the normal game, you'll find that a lot of the shopping options and equipment stuff is kind of anemic for a game in this genre. And it's because the designers are more interested in other aspects of the game. So, shops do update, more stuff becomes available, but, you're never gonna miss a unique, amazing weapon because you neglected to check a shop. They're mostly gonna be hidden in chests or rewards for quests.
Okay.
That's the main thing. But anyway, we can get the auto cure materia. This is an interesting one. Casts cure on severely injured allies up to a set number of times. Will not activate if the character does not have enough ATB charges or MP, or if the player is controlling the character. So the idea is you can equip that to a character that you're not controlling. And as long as they have ATB, if one of the other party members drops into critical health, they will automatically cast a cure spell without you having to open a menu and tell them to do that.
That's pretty cool.
It's neat, and it's very useful if you don't want to spend a lot of time micromanaging your party. I don't think we are ever going to use it.
Yeah, I never did either, but that being said, some of those earlier fights when I didn't really have a good understanding of the game's mechanics, that could have helped me out quite a bit.
Sometimes you try to open the menu too fast. Game doesn't like it.
People are talking about you right now. There's this amazing merc who can handle anything.
Nothing I've done around here has been all that special.
It would have been really funny because you can get this cutscene after helping Betty with her cats.
Oh yeah.
So we've already made progress on some of the things that Chadley just gave us. So he gave us more challenges here. We've already completed one of them before he even gave it to us. It tracks our progress on them before we even get them.
Oh, okay.
As every game should.
As every game should.
Truly. That is one of the most annoying things about games, I feel like, is when you've just done a thing and it's like, hey, go do the thing. And you're like, I can't do that again because I'm time locked from doing it again.
So yeah, asking us to stagger 15 different types of enemies. And the other one is stagger enemies, and while they're staggered, hit them enough to fill up an ATB gauge. And then magic elements is exploit enemies with fire, lightning, and ice weaknesses. And because we completed that one, Chadley's going to give us a free wind materia.
I'm grateful for all of your help thus far.
He's such a weird little guy.
He's also a weird looking little fella.
He's got like suspenders for his socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's wearing shorts.
They're called garter straps, Jacob, so your shirt stays tucked in.
It's for his socks.
Well, yeah, you can attach garter straps to socks.
I look forward to
I don't think they go up, though.
Don't go
They're
to
not
his
going
shirt.
up. They're not going up.
They're just his socks.
A certain shopkeeper told me you paid him a visit. Thanks for helping him out. Just so happens there's another job I'd like to offer you. Now that I know you can handle yourself in a fight. You've got a real killer on the loose, you see. A rabid catch dog. Maybe you've heard people talking about it.
Nope.
Shinramuk gone feral. Last sighting was in Scrap Boulevard. Think you're up to it?
I'll handle it.
You're a lifesaver. Doubt anyone else around here stands a chance. Go get him, bud.
So by completing the initial batch of side quests this area has for us, it basically gives us to... maybe calling them mid-bosses is a stretch, but you are going to see me struggle a bit with one of these fights. So maybe mid-boss is fair. The last two quests here are going to put us up against a particularly strong kind of mutated dog thing like the guy I was just describing. And the other one is going to put us up against a stronger version of the Drake enemies that we were fighting a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I remember struggling against the Drake. Is that the one you struggle with, or do you struggle with?
I struggle with the dog, I'm pretty sure. Hey, look, it's the couple from the train station.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that. Not gonna let you sleep a wink tonight. Because you snore.
Those two keep finding like different little nooks and crannies around town to duck into and having new dialogue.
Gross. Is it really PDA if they're in nooks and crannies?
I'm sorry, but it's outside our jurisdiction.
I don't know. I guess I hadn't really thought of that.
Oh, it's them again.
Ma'am, if you don't leave at once, I will be forced to arrest you.
Oh yeah? Go ahead! Tifa, you won't believe this. A cerulean drake flew in from the train graveyard, but these two clowns refused to get up their butts and do anything about it. Hey, is that... It is you, the new Mer. The drake is in the old Talagar factory over there. But to reach it, you'll need to get a hold of a watch security key. You should be able to find one inside one of the crates. I forget which. Just smash them all.
Sure. I'm good at smashing crates. In fact, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll be honest with you, lady. I was gonna smash them all anyway.
Yeah.
But now you've just given me a reason.
You working?
This monster from the train graveyard took up residence nearby. Everyone in the immediate area should...
What I'm hearing is somebody else validating my destructive and obsessive compulsive behavior.
It's crazy how you destroyed those boxes and somebody went on ahead and replaced them already.
Don't worry about it.
And put a potion in them.
So I'm gonna say right now, most of these side quests in this game don't have staggeringly good writing. Something about this one lady, I think it's a combination of her voice acting paired with the really weak automated animations and the writing. I think the interactions with this lady might be some of the funniest in any of the side quests, of her being like, these two won't do anything. Tifa, let's fix this. Wait, you're a cloud. It's like she's just having this conversation with herself.
Let's end this quick.
It's all optional though. You can skip
it.
It is.
It's true. It's true.
To the main goodness.
It's true.
Wouldn't recommend it because I mean it's
well,
so easy and quick.
Yeah, so I meant to say this earlier, but I got distracted when we came upon Betty earlier. When I was starting to introduce when we got I think they got into a conversation immediately after. You only have to do the one before you can progress with the story.
Yeah.
The reason you should do all of them is because there is unique story content that is like with the proper animation, and I would consider to be part of the core narrative, which you can only get if you complete all the side quests. Come on, Tifa, you can get the boxes. You can do it, honey. Yeah, she did it.
Didn't get anything.
Round of applause for Tifa, ladies and gentlemen. Good hustle out there.
Cloud's out here fighting for his life.
He'll make it. He's a soldier.
You're right.
Ex-soldier, excuse me.
So, you said after that first one, you just have to approach the bar from a certain angle and you get the Johnny cutscene.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the Johnny stuff is mandatory. I don't think you can miss it.
Yeah, no, the Johnny stuff is mandatory.
Yeah,
and
so
then
just
after that, then you can.
Then you just go back to the bar and then you're wrapped up.
And you get your money.
Because the reason we were supposed to be out here in the first place was we were collecting money for filters and Barrett was getting them from other people. So let's go back to the bar. Barrett will have completed his rounds. We should have your full payment by now for the attack on Mako Reactor 1. But yeah, if you so basically the game mixes up its structure periodically. So like right now, obviously we have a fairly like a decent sized space. We can kind of go wherever we want to. Occasionally, the game will give us spaces like this. We're going to be in and out of Sector 7 a lot, for example, as the game goes on. Like we're not gonna leave here and never come back. And we're gonna go to some other wide open spaces like this. Well, not wide open, you know what I mean, larger spaces. We're going to alternate between spaces like this and kind of more linear spaces like what we saw in the first 2 chapters of the game. Occasionally when we come into the wider spaces like this, we will be given a roster of side quests that we can go and complete if we want to.
You hit both of them with it. Excellent.
And typically in each of those sections, you'll be required to complete one of the side quests, or there will be like 1 or 2 that are considered mandatory, and then you can progress. But if you can complete all of them, then there is additional content that you'll be able to get.
That the key?
Yeah.
For some reason, the key was in there.
Easy.
Oh, there's rats involved now.
Now, those rats weren't here before because the drakes were taking up this encounter.
Yeah.
But the drakes are special. They don't spawn here on their own.
Allow me.
Hadn't actually checked the wearer rat yet.
Yeah, I like the assess system just because I really like that stupid thing in games where it's like, oh, you know, the Metroid Prime scan visor. Like, scan all the enemies, but of
being
course,
able to stop, and it's I mean it's a nice little like completion thing, but it's also and it gives you good information, but it's also getting a little bit of extra flavor text about the monsters is fun. Obviously, we aren't going to be stopping and reading all the flavor text during this playthrough because it's too much. There's too much. But anybody who's watching along, feel free to pause and read the information. I am going to do my absolute best to assess every enemy. You can't get every enemy on one playthrough because we're never going to fight the Scorpion robot from the first level again.
Yep.
So you can't get 100% assess completion until you replay the game.
Plenty of things where it's like, oh, you didn't scan it. Well, that sucks for you.
Yeah, there are a number of enemies that you will like that only show up in one area, and it's like, oh, if you forgot to get it, then that was it. Like this Cerulean Drake, I'm pretty sure this is the only spot in the game where you can fight it. It might appear in like an optional like arena battle later or something. But I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this is it for this guy. But yeah, hitting them with wind spells and inflicting a certain amount of damage makes them susceptible to staggering. The icy winds that surround them are harmful, but can be temporarily stilled with spells of an element other than ice. Enemy skills can be learned from this monster. What's an enemy skill? Something we can't interact with for 25 hours.
Oh, wow.
Somewhat similarly to ice, I believe that arrow doesn't take effect instantaneously. It has to hit a spot and then kind of detonate.
Yeah, and it's nice because it adds, you know, personality to spell types. Because you talked about this before, how all the spells behave differently. But it does create a situation where it's like some...
Like fire and lightning. If you're fighting something that's just weak to magic in general, doesn't have an elemental affinity, yeah, there's no reason not to pick them. Because they just go off more consistently. Alright, so here's what so he's about to be staggered. So now I'm activating Tifa's Unbridled Strength. We're building up to Rise and Fall, which is the maximum thing she can get with her triangle ability. She can't go any higher than that. If we use Unbridled Strength again, it wouldn't do anything. So here's the thing. You see where it says staggered 160%?
Yeah.
Right? And that's saying we're doing more damage. I just used Tifa's triangle ability on it. Now it says 180. Now we're gonna hit it with the next one. We killed it too fast, it would have gone up again. Tifa can increase the amount of enemies take while they are in their staggered state.
That's cool as hell.
If you use her triangle abilities on them, it increases the percentage of damage that they take.
That's very cool.
She's got a couple of her ATB abilities that you unlock later that do that. So if you stack up your triangle abilities ahead of time, stack up ATB, use her ATB moves that increase stagger percentage, then hit them with the triangle abilities really fast, and it's an enemy that stays staggered for a little while, you can get their percentage above 200.
Oh, wow.
While Cloud and other party members are also wailing on them and putting off their major attacks.
Devastating.
Oh my god.
This is how you devastate bosses quickly. Once you get them staggered.
Of course, in this case, the issue and the reason why a lot of people don't really understand using her at the beginning is because you're given this character, but you're not given enemies that have enough HP to really exploit it.
I knew you were the right man for the job. There's no denying you're the real deal. Not like these idiots with their excuses. Rather have one of you than 20 of them.
They're just doing their jobs. Can't expect them to be at your beck and call.
What exactly is it you're trying to say, Merc?
You need people who can follow orders, too.
I see now. Heard you, ex-Shinra. Guess I shouldn't be surprised you'd go to bat for your old buddies. Me, I'm just looking out for my people. All there is to it. Hell with you. We can take care of this town ourselves. No more Mercs or Shinra. We'll build up the watch and kick you all out.
And then Cloud and Tifa are going to have a completely unconnected conversation because it just happens after you complete a certain number of side quests.
We'll take care of ourselves.
But we're only here to...
Recruit!
Oh, I'm pretty sure maybe they don't here. They can happen. They can, like, that interaction can happen where she bitches you out and then Tifa goes, I think it's going really well. I think you're making a lot of really good connections. I don't know, it feels like I'm not doing anything special. No, okay, I guess they don't actually have one there. Whatever. It's especially weird if they have one of those conversations the second after. But yeah, it's like, wow, that quest line was, am I supposed to care? That was so deep.
The thing is she's like...
What is he trying to do?
He is trying to imitate an older man who's just off screen to the right here, who's trying to pick up this scrap metal.
Incredible.
No, it's just that, as Tim Rogers put it in his review of this game, every time this game attempts to be The Witcher 3, it's just kinda not.
The thing that gets me about it is she's like, with you around, we can protect the town ourselves. No more mercenaries or Shinra.
Well, no, she was kicking you out too because you're an asshole.
Oh.
You're a collaborator. You just said hashtag not all cops.
Oh,
so you have to go too.
I see. I guess.
To be fair, those weren't the best people to defend because while one of them is a shaky new recruit who seems like a nice guy, the guy standing next to him was telling him threaten to use lethal force if the civilian doesn't walk away.
Yeah.
With my supplies, I'm sure you can do even bigger and better things.
That's what I'm really here for.
We could hear this playing last night when we got off the train, but you could not actually access the store at that time. A disc containing a blues song.
Hell That's the real goal. It's like assessing everything. That's cool, but you gotta get all the CDs.
Gotta get all the music, baby. Gotta get all the tunes.
That dude looks really surprised to see you.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know that interaction with that quest giver. It's not even that like it's that insane. I guess. Oh, maybe it's a different couple. There's two different couples. There's two different makeout couples.
Oh my God.
We're being watched.
I'm flattered you want to watch, but we're not into that kind of thing. Mind doing it somewhere else?
Mind doing what you're doing? Not at the train station? I'm the weird. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the weirdo. Right. Okay.
This poor man.
How will I get to work?
That's not my problem.
You owe us.
Do you think I control the trains?
I do not control this.
I conduct the trains. I don't control them.
Gotta get one out of the graveyard and commandeer it.
Yeah, that'd be quite a walk. I'm not gonna try that. I was like, could I hop on the tracks and just follow them? But I think it'd take a while. I think I'd be getting nowhere fast. These two kids right here, talk about, the way that the 102 rocks back and forth. These two children, who are too young to have ever ridden any of those rusted out trains, are having a nerd child boy train conversation. I really want to ride a 97 at least once in my life.
You can only get that feeling with older absorbers. Too bad we'll never get the chance. We can always dream.
gonna hunt down those criminals and bring them to justice, no matter what.
I like to imagine.
Who's gonna do that?
There's something in me that I want to imagine, even though we saw like when we saw the boardroom guys like executing the telling the robots to blow up the reactor.
Yeah.
He did it with like a smartphone, like with a touch screen.
Yeah.
I like to imagine those two kids are watching Train VHS tapes.
Just like the ones that I've got.
Oh boy. Anyway.
Those people who went missing in the graveyard?
The neighborhood watch is blaming it on monsters, but they're flat out wrong.
Well, they're blaming something on the monsters, but it was the ghosts. There are eyewitness accounts of ghosts abducting some of the victims.
Ghosts don't exist. Monsters are perfectly fine, but come on, dude. Ghosts, really?
Lifeblood of the planet. Mark my words, Avalanche, you'll pay for your crimes.
Criminal scum.
Now pay with your blood. Joshua, I doubt anything you're doing is coming through. Though, to be fair, if it didn't come through, I feel comfortable saying to the audience that that Joshua just did a pitch-perfect Oblivion Guard hit sound effect.
Completely gushing over you earlier.
Anyway. Wait, Gwen was gushing over me.
Maybe she's one of them tsunderes.
Maybe we'll find out more about what the heck's going on with Gwen in the next episode.